You nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit? Let's do it, bro. You're in the right hands, man. I'm gonna be taking it off like this.
I think it's perfect.
How far did you guys jump for this?
About 2 hours?
Wow. I'm gonna be showing you guys today how to do a textured taper, and I'm gonna be cutting off my bro's mullet here. See how it's like real bowly right here? I'm gonna show you how to create texture, overall some nice character in the hair. Saturating the hair, section what I need off, allowing us to see where the hairs wants to go. Now going from the crown all the way to that recession point, nice and clean workspace, and allow us to create the weight that we want. You nervous?
No, God,
A little bit,
please,
taking
no,
it off.
No.
Bang, done bro, it's off man. Now I'm just going to use my flat comb and just sculpt away what kind of shape we want. So my client wanted a blowout taper. Because he has very straight hair, we want to make sure we don't want to cut too much, and he has very thin hair. See how we have the weight line here, and see over here, we're going to connect that. And when you have a client like this that is looking for a style change, you always want to take in consideration of the shape. My client's occipital bone is right around here, so we just want to go under it and flare out to create that shape. I'm going to continue that all the way to this side, creating shape, getting rid of all this bulk that we don't need. Coming in with my clipper closed, doing a guideline just where his hair starts to come in. He has very thin hair, meaning that we don't want to start this fade too high, okay? See how right here, it's very thin. So we're just going to go a light first line with my one guard open, and then coming in about 1.5 centimeters, just a nice thick guideline. Grab my flat comb and use this to blend into our top. So this is a 1.5. This comb is also equivalent to a 1.5, and this will allow us to blend it into the top. And I'm just scooping in and then angling it out to create that nice shape at the back, whilst blending it in. And now I'm going to come in detail and remove that line fully with my 2 guard, and I'm going to put that on open, just flick out onto that line. He has very thin hair, so we always want to make sure we don't take too much off. So we start open and then working our way down to that closed, using my corners and slowly fading that out. I'm going to line up the canvas now with the neckline. This trimmer is actually a lot less harsh. When someone has thinner hair, their skin is more sensitive. So I'm just lining this up, coming in with our one guard now, open. And because this hair texture is one of the hardest hair textures to cut, we're making sure we use our corners to manipulate how much we take off. I'm just going to come in and scoop out at those dark spots. Literally, when you're cutting thin hair like this, you're like consistently detailing. You want to be more careful. Wherever you see dark spots, here and then here, I'm going to come in at those corners and just attack those areas. And slowly, I'm just going to close it. 1, 2, go even lower. I'm using a technique called downfading to take off everything. I'm going to close it fully and take it. All right. Now, taking off this and going open just 1.5 centimeters above this line, making sure I flick out at that line and not creating another line. Okay, because this is a harder hair texture to cut, we're going to take more time than usual. Okay, now my next step, grab my half guard and go open, and then one closed, go and take that line a little bit higher. And I'm chipping off just all these dark spots that you see. Because his hair was a mullet hair before, his neck area actually might be a bit more sensitive. Take this off now, and then I'm going closed, and then taking out that faint line, right? You guys can't see it because his hair is blonde, but we want to maintain a quality control. Now I'm going to open it, take off any dark spots that I see. Now our fading process is done. I'm going to use my shear over comb now. See how we have a bit of bulk over here? We want to have a nicer transition. So we're going to use some shear over comb to soften that transition. And now you can see that if I brush it down and comb it down, you can see that this transition is looking a lot more smoother. Now I'm going to be doing the shear work on the top, section the front in a U shape, because that's the natural way that the hairline starts. Comb down, and I'm just going to go just above the eyebrows, just about 1 centimeter, that much, and then continue that all the way across, all the way even to the other side as well. Point cutting it like this to create more texture in his straight hair, continuing that all the way across. My second step is to comb all the front hairs forward, going a middle section right in the middle, combing that onto the side, over directing it to the right side like this on one side. This is the guide where we have. Now I'm just going to connect that by using point cutting. Continuing that all the way across to this side, as that's our guide. Connecting that, the back length is right here. We're going to just match that to the side over here. That will be our guide for the top. Now we have done the connection of the foundation to the side to the top, and my client doesn't want any length at the top, so now we're going to dry it with some sea salt spray, massage it in and spread it across the whole head, using this as our pre-styler for when we use the diffuser to dry his hair. And I'm literally using a scrunching motion. I'm going to be starting his hair with a little bit of holding spray, running my hands through and just kind of create that texture, pinch where I want it, all the places that I want texture. I'm very happy with that. Now I'm going to dust them off, show you guys the cut. In this cut, we created some very nice texture on the top with straight hair. Even though his hair was real thin, one of the harder textures to fade. Using these steps will allow you to cut even though the conditions and the texture isn't right. So guys, if you guys enjoyed that, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, because I'll be dropping gems and tutorials consistently. If you guys enjoyed this, I'll see you guys in the next one.